Hey guys, happy pre-2025. Is 2025 going to be a bullish year? I certainly think it is. I think 2025 is where a lot of the altcoins are going to go parabolic, and this is where we're going to make parabolic gains. It doesn't feel like it right now because we're having this pullback, but in my opinion, this is an opportunity to DCA in, buy some more of your conviction coins that you hold, like CRO for me, for an example. But hopefully, it's going to be a good year. I think it is. I think it's going to be a mega year for crypto.com and for the CRO token and the Cronos chain as well as other cryptos too. So in this video, I'm going to talk about CRO, crypto.com. I'm also going to talk about Bitcoin dominance, and also I'm going to be talking a bit about the Tether FUD as well. And I'm going to give you my price prediction towards the end of the video, where I really do think CRO is going to go to. So before I start, smash that like button, give a subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated. And we can see right now, at the moment, we can see CRO is down by 24%. We've had that big pullback on alt. We're sitting at around about that 3.78 billion. Volume is at 39.64 million. Sentiment is at 89% and 11% as well to the bearish side. But overall, I'm super bullish on CRO. It doesn't feel like it right now. We've been pulling back. But don't forget, in the bear market, if you're in the bear market and you're buying around about that 5 cents kind of area, that 5 pence kind of area, and now we're sitting at where we are now at 14 cents, you know, you really can't grumble at that big move that we've had up to the upside. And right now, nothing, you know, even though in this pullback, nothing has really changed at all. We can see here, but what we are forming is this basically this bullish wedge here, this falling wedge down to the downside. We can see higher highs and higher lows are being formed here, and we're coming towards now the bottom area of this falling wedge. Now, is this going to be the time in beginning of 2025 in January where we get that bullish catalyst and we rock it to the upside? Because at the moment, for CRO holders, it is frustrating because you've seen a lot of exchange tokens which have been going to all-time high, and CRO at the moment feels like it's the only one that's been the laggard and has not done it. But I think crypto.com and the Cronos chain have got something up their sleeves. We know quarterly burns are coming soon. I'll get to that in just a while. But we've got that falling wedge, which is breaking down to the downside. We've got the oscillator here, which is showing that we've got money outflow coming in. We see the great dot here, which is pushing us down to the downside. I think we're closely bottoming out. But like I said, we've just been ranging. I said in other videos that we could come down to that 13 cents kind of area. And then we are coming down to that area. We have hit around about that 30 cents now, and this is why I think we're bottoming out. And what I want us to see right now, I want us to see us get back above that 50 EMA and get above about that 20 EMA as well. I think 2025 is going to do that, personally. I think right now is the time where it's all been coming down, and this has been giving us an opportunity to stack up because the whales are stacking up. Trust me. Because look what happened. Look at 2025. Look, Chris met with the president of the United States of America. Inauguration's coming in around about mid-January time. What do they talk about at the table? What were they discussing? Was Chris the only CEO of the crypto exchanges there, or was there others there as well? I'm not too sure, but what were they discussing at the table, which is absolutely bullish? Don't forget, we're getting new people coming into crypto.com as well. We've got Matt David here, who's now president of the North American Chief Operation Officer, who's just got employment here. So obviously something big is brewing for the United States of America. So congratulations to Matt David for his position. Hopefully great things he's going to be doing. Good things will be happening. But don't forget, we've got the roadmap of 2025. I'm not going to get into that totally because I've covered that in a lot of the videos. But we've got those ETFs coming for the Cronos. We've also got America, which is going to be bringing in a lot of new users into the crypto.com system. And don't forget, we've got like the F1 as well. We've got new partnerships what are being created as well, and in the UAE we've got the Islamic banking there as well, which new partnerships coming in. We know in the UAE there's a lot of people with a lot of money, but USA as well is looking really grand. But also I'm watching out for these quarterly burns. We want to know more about these quarterly burns because we know what happens when burns come out. Look what happened to BitGet coin, BGB coin. It absolutely pumped to 400% as soon as he mentioned their burns. We're waiting now for more information about these quarterly burns because we know what happens with quarterly burns. The supply gets push down, the demand there, it pushes the price up. And I think we're going to get a big move if once Cronos has actually came out with more information about it. But will crypto.com as well talk about more burns coming? Because we know what happened in the last bull market in 2021. We got billions and billions of dollars of CRO, burned, and that sent us to all-time high. So we know, because with exchange tokens, it's a lot of there to get the price moving up to the upside is a lot about burning. So hopefully we're going to get sooner rather than later more news about these birds, and I think once we do, this is going to really rocket us to the upside. And I'm hoping, I've got my fingers crossed. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. We might get more news today, maybe, about more of these quarterly burns, and maybe some news come out about burns from crypto.com as well. You never know. It'll be an explosive time, won't it? If by the time 2025 starts and we've got these birds and we're going parabolic. That's what I'm hoping for it as well. But what I am looking out for, going on a separate note, looking at the Tether, because we've had a lot of Tether FUD about getting banned in the EU. We know a lot of things happening in Tether. We got here that Tether had 1 billion plus burns this evening. This was yesterday. This may be the biggest single burn they have had. They have now had 4 large burns in the last 10 days. After having only had 1 since 2023. This was so unusual that Polo tweeted about it. And the peg pressure remains. More burns likely coming, because we know that they're looking at potentially, people are saying they could get banned in the EU. It may have happened. I don't know. But we've been getting this kind of FUD happening. And I like this FUD because it pushes the price down a little bit. And I know people don't like CRO or Bitcoin dropping down, but I just think it's a great time to load up. When you get this fear, you get the FUD, because you've got a fear and greed that is reset now. Well, it's sort of around about that 62% at the moment. And so hopefully we get a little bit more. And I think if we do, this is the time now to load up. When there's fear in the market, people are scared in the market, it's time to buy. We can see here, Ash Crypto said, breaking, the Tether just bought 7,629 Bitcoin worth 705 million for its reserves. It now holds 7.7 billion Bitcoin. Whales are loaded up. Whales are buying. Why retail, who hold small amounts, are getting scared out the market and selling. The whales are buying. The institutions are buying. And that's what's happening right now. But we can look at Bitcoin at the moment, because Bitcoin, hence why we've been getting this drop down. On the daily, we've created this head and shoulders pattern, which could take us down to around about that $86,000. But there's a possibility we might be bottoming now. The bottom might be in and we make moves to the upside, but there's always that risk that we could come down a little bit further to the downside. And we can have a look on here on the AMAs as well. We can see here, we're below the 20, we're below the 50. What I want us to see now is to get back above that 50 and that 20 EMA. We can see the oscillator and the Lux algo has been pushing down to the downside, and money, basically money has been coming out as well. So we can see we're starting to come down, but could this be the bit now where we start to curve here to back to the upside? And we can see this here. Are we going to start making moves? We're bottoming out around about here. We came down to around about 91,000, and we know the bulls are holding the line for that $91,000. So I'm watching that very, very carefully. But what I am watching also is potential pass for this Bitcoin price. What we see here, we can see the bear case is $150,000. Now, I went into the cup and handle, which shows us around about that 200,000 to 250,000. The base case is 225. So the bear case is 150. Trump does not follow through on the SPR. Fed further reserve curses the rate cuts. Long-term holders aggressively sell coins. Or we get the base case here, 225, which I think is what's going to happen. Current US holders become the SBR, and Fed lower interest rates to projection rates. Corporate Bitcoin adoption continues at the current pace. Bull case is 400,000. US adoption of the SBR reserves, while also accumulating more Bitcoin. I think that's less likely at the moment, but the Fed becomes more dovish. Headline CPI deadline, which could be the case. Corporate Bitcoin adoption rates increases. I think the base case is where we're going to go. I think we're going to go. The cup and handle on the 3 years is showing us the base is around about 200 to 225. I think this is where we're going to go to, in my opinion. This is the potential paths for Bitcoin: bear, base, and bull. 225. That's where I think we're going. It seems to be in line with what's going on. Especially we've got the presidential, which is pro-crypto, surrounded by crypto people as well. I think this is it. 2025, because if you look at the 2022, we had the bearish case, which was we had FTX gas, Celsius collapse. This is the 2025, the bullishness. New president-elect, institutions buying crypto, buying Bitcoin. We got nation states buying Bitcoin and crypto. It's too bullish at the moment. Unless we get a black swan event, it's looking really great. Bitcoin dominance, though, for the altcoins. I'm watching this very, very carefully. We've topped out. We had that big rising wedge. We dropped down. And then what's happening is we're coming up to this area of resistance, which is around about that 58%. We're dropping down again. I'm expecting soon we're going to get this big cascade effect. I want us to drop down to the early 50s, to the mid 40s, even the 30s. And that's where we're going to get those alts really, really explode. So watch the Bitcoin dominance very carefully. Watch the Bitcoin charts and watch what the whales are doing as well. Because Dan Crypto also said the RSI heat maps is basically showing that we're oversold. A lot of the coins have become oversold, and I think this is giving us a great pace for Q1 of 2025, where we're going to get these big moves. So if we get some big moves off the alts now, it's going to take quite a bit for us to get to the oversold. A lot of them are well oversold or weak right now, or in at least the neutral position. And Dan said here as well, generally this shows the lack of momentum, and there are larger consolidation corrections going on across the market. We see that with CRO and a lot of the altcoins. This does mean that if the coins were to start to rally in Q1, there should be a great lot of room before the coins get overheated again. So I think big things are coming in 2025. People are saying the bull market is over. The technicals, the fundamentals do not show me that the bull market is over. We're at 78% on the CBBI. And look, every time we've topped out, it's always been around about that 99 to 100%. We're well down here. We're at 78%. We're nowhere near topping out. None of the technicals, none of the fundamentals show that we're topping out. But watch CRO very carefully. Watch the altcoins very carefully. A lot of big things are going to happen. And I really do think that CRO is going to get and do that 28. I think it's going to get to where BNB is right now. I think we're going to get up to that $4 mark. I think $1, and it doesn't feel like it right now. But if we get announcements of quarterly burns or crypto.com of doing some more burns, this is going to really push us up to the upside. If you're bearish now, I don't know what to say, because everything in the whole crypto industry, with the president of the United States of America being bullish on crypto, who holds crypto like Ethereum or altcoins, who's got created, the sons are creating an exchange. I don't know what to say. It's so bullish for 2025. Don't get me wrong. We could go down a little bit further to where we are now. We could go down to $86,000. That's where I think is a possibility, but we may not do. We may be bottoming out right now. But for CRO, the roadmap for 2025, the Cronos burns, the Cronos chain roadmap, it's just bullishness to me. And I've been buying this dip. You do what you need to do. Nothing I say on here is financial advice. I'm super bullish, but I hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve wherever you are. And let's hope 2025 is the year where you make life-changing gains, and I'll make life-changing gains as well, and we'll ride that wave to the upside. And every time there's upside, there will be downside, but you know, you just suck it up and you get on with it. And that's what I think is going to go. That's my target. I think we're going to go. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you in 2025. Take care and have a great New Year's Eve.